Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mitch from We in Tennessee. Happy Wednesday to all of you. It is raining at the moment. It's been raining a lot. We've been getting flood advisories. I've been watching little ponds and lakes form where there was just dry ground before. So it's raining really, really good right now. And who knows when it's going to be over. It's supposed to just rain today and the rest of the week should be fine, but yeah, this is, one of those things where we knew it was coming and it just keeps coming and coming and, oh well, I'm going to move on. I want to start off by just updating you on the story that I had told you about on Sunday. Yeah, it really kind of freaked all of us out on Friday. The shooting of the officer McGowan on Thursday night. I wasn't expecting my students to be as freaked out as they did. It was the first thing they talked about when they came in the morning. And we just had to I had to give them a chance to, let me know how they were feeling. They were feeling scared, worried, nervous. And I just said, hey guys, we have a school resource officer. Every school in our district has its own resource officer. Before, we were sharing an officer with another school, and you would wonder, hey, what happens if something happens and they're not here? So I just love the fact that Maryville has the budget to have an officer at each school. And I said also, we were kept out of school for ICE. We weren't kept out of school for this shooting. So I said, our district would not have allowed you to come to school if they thought it was dangerous. So I just had to be in that reassuring mode for them to not be worried because, obviously they can't learn if they're worried. And I also wanted them to just rely on the fact that if we have certain dangers and evil in our world, we always have, not that it's foolproof, but we have steps in place to protect them. And so we had a really great Friday. I didn't have much, worry or concern after that morning little session I had with them. And at the moment, he's still at large. At the moment, there's a $100,000 reward. Smith & Wesson kicked in $40,000. And then, obviously with different companies and people, it got up to $100,000. And the girlfriend was arrested. The boyfriend was arrested on somehow helping him, after the fact. And so we're just crossing our fingers and waiting and hoping that this guy gets caught. Number one, obviously, for everybody's, fears and anxiety, but also just for justice. You just can't go around not complying with officers, shooting two of them. And I'm just, Lord, I pray this guy gets caught. I hope and pray that, the community can start to regain its confidence that, we're safe, that everything's going to be okay. So keep us in prayers for those of you that, are our prayer warriors, and just having this community of East Tennessee and Maryville just be able to relax and know that, peace and calmness is going to prevail over worry and concern. And so another thing also that I wanted to bring to you guys is I have a restaurant, well, I don't want to say restaurant update, but more of a Mexican food update for you, and a new pizza place. For those of you that live here in Maryville or East Tennessee or will be coming out here, I got some good news. So you've heard me say not so wonderful things about Mexican food here in East Tennessee. I'm going to go ahead and give you my list in a second of places that we've been, and I forgot who it was that asked for some type of ranking system. I'm going to get to that in a second. But one of our colleagues had a birthday, and so we got food from Chapulines. I hope I'm saying that right. Here in Tennessee, or here in Maryville, but there's also one in Alcoa. And so I'm like, okay, it's another chance to try Mexican. Here we go. And what I have to be careful about is, number one, whenever I'm giving this review, everybody's different. You know, everybody has different tastes. And also, when you get something, you're only getting one thing. And I have to be careful not to judge it on one thing, but, you know, to go there many times like I did Los Amigos. I got carne asada tacos from Chapulines. And my thought was, anytime that you have it delivered, it's always going to be not as hot, not as fresh as if you were, you know, buying it right there. It was brought to our school for us to have at lunch. And so my philosophy is, if it tastes good after it's brought, you know, to wherever you are, that's a pretty good sign, because number one, it had a chance to cool off. Number two, it, I don't know, it just always seems to taste fresher and better when it's there in the restaurant. So I was quite impressed. It's really easy and early for me to make a judgment, but this was pretty good. And so here's my ranking. Oh, I also had some Mexican Coke. I'm going to be honest. I heard a lot of people saying, oh, Mexican Coke is way better than American Coke. I can't tell the difference. My wife, my daughters tried it too. They seem to not be able to tell a difference. A lot of people say it's sweeter. The sugar cane is, I guess, better in Mexico. I can't tell. And again, there's another reason why everybody's taste is different. So here we go. Without comparing apples and oranges here, the restaurants would be one thing, and then kind of those standalone, you know, go inside, but it's not a sit down type restaurant. So I have to be careful not to lump everybody together. So definitely the go inside, not really meant to be a sit down restaurant. Our number one list is still going to be Paco's Tacos. That was really that's going to be number one on our list. Underneath that would be Victor's Tacos. Underneath that would be Chapulines. And I think that's it. I don't think there was any other place that we've gone to where it was kind of like a, you know, go inside, but it really wasn't meant to be a sit down place. I will update you if I think about it. And I know there's more places to go. I know a place near North Shore in Knoxville, Soccer Tacos. And I know you guys have told me other places. As far as restaurants go, I know we need to go to more restaurants. But definitely Los Amigos is last on our list. Out of 10, probably a 3. And then margaritas would definitely be higher, maybe a 5 or a 6. I'm gonna stick with 5. The chips and salsa were awesome, but after that we were kind of like not impressed. So our quest is still to keep looking to see if we can find a really awesome sit-down Mexican restaurant. We definitely have Zalate on the top of our list. I know it's in Knoxville. I know a lot of you have recommended that. And for a not so sit-down place, Soccer Tacos, I know there's a place in Maryville that you guys have told me about. It was on the East Broadway Avenue. And so we're always on the hunt for good Mexican. And for pizza, we found a really good place. When we came in there, we didn't know it was voted best pizza in Blount County, would be Jaboni's. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to be honest, a little pricey. Okay. So, be prepared to spend more than you would at like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut. And the question was it worth it? I would say it was close. If we were to go again, maybe, I don't know. The antipasto salad was really good. The pizza was really good. But when we got the bill, I was like, whoa. And it was only myself, my wife, and my 2 daughters. My son didn't even go, and it felt like it was an all 5 of us type price. But it was good to the point where I would recommend this place, and I would definitely go back. I would just have to make sure, hey, let's go right after I get paid. We got the T-Rex pizza, which was pepperoni, ham, sausage. It was just all meat. Really good. The slices are big. And again, you're going to pay for it. It was a good pizza. It was just, you're going to have to pay that price. And so, just to throw that out there and saying, if you want a good place to go, that's a really good place. And then my wife had a birthday this weekend, and we went to Gondolier. And we've been there before. It's a really good Italian place, sit-down restaurant. Pizza is good, fettuccine is good. We've just not been disappointed when we've gone to Gondolier. Some people say it's a little on the greasy side. I would probably agree with that. But overall, it's really good. Hey, Mitch, would you rather go to Gondolier or Olive Garden? Whoa, that's a tough one. You're going to spend more at Olive Garden. You definitely would get more choices at Gondolier as far as different things you can get. But those breadsticks at Olive Garden, I'm going to pick Olive Garden. I normally get fettuccine Alfredo and their steak. I kid you not, the steak at Olive Garden has been better than Texas Roadhouse and other places that are supposed to be, that's their specialty. So I'm just throwing that out there to you if you care. At the recording of this video, tomorrow, which would be Wednesday, Valentine's Day, our school is going to close 90 minutes earlier. The reason why is they're going to have a procession for Officer Greg McGowan, who was killed in the shooting last Thursday night. So what they didn't want is they were going to block off the streets, and they knew that our buses and parents use those streets to pick up the kids. So they basically wanted the kids and parents to be able to clear that area, and then they would shut down the roads to have that procession. And so our hearts and prayers go out to his family. Flags were flying half staff. I always get the half staff, half mast staff today, just to honor and respect him. And we're still hoping that this killer gets caught. We're just still not resting at ease and just knowing that this person is still out there. So we would appreciate your prayers and thoughts for their family, and that this guy gets caught.